Hello gamers and welcome back into Timberborn. We are on episode 14, 15? I don't remember anymore. Oh well. We are on our Iron Teeth playthrough on Oasis on hard. And I've spent some time looking around the map trying to figure out how I want this setup to look. And I'd like to start with how we're going to fill this reservoir. It will fill if we get enough water, but we haven't been able to quite see that yet. So I want to make it a little bit more of a priority in terms of how our water's flowing. And this is a nice new feature where you can just mark the stumps and they immediately disappear rather than actually having to have the beavers remove them. And we're gonna go ahead and get this area redone. And what I'm thinking is to have this channel meet up with this. We're gonna have to fill this back in for what my vision is, but that'll be fine. And we want dynamite here. That can actually be double. Yeah, so I'm gonna line this channel up here. So it's gonna look something like this. Something like this, and I'll kind of finish that a little bit later. And we want to come all the way to here. Alright. Also have to move this tubeway, so I think getting rid of all this stuff is going to allow us to have a reworking of our tubeway network, and I think putting a station right over here makes some sense for now. So I think we'll just go straight from this station over here and then link up with this network. So how are we going to do that? I think I'll go from this one and then have a bit of something like that. And then we'll just come out. And we'll go down into the reservoir and back up the other side. Cool. Let's prioritize that. Okay. And we want to fill this back in. We're going to have to, like, demolish some of this stuff and do some reworking. But let's figure out which direction we want them to build from. I think coming from this side makes sense. So we're gonna fill all of this back in up to there. And make this cleaner as well. May end up wanting to move this station. Something like that for now makes sense. We will also get this dynamited right here. Cool. And let's speed this up. Got a lot to get done. Got something like that for the moment. Seems pretty good. And we're gonna need to prioritize a few more things. Let's get that built. And let's get our dynamite built. Got a bot in there. We got a bot over here. Yeah. And we could increase our population even more. We have enough berries to support another breeding pod for sure. But I think instead we'll just see if maybe getting their well-being a little bit higher will give us some more beavers. So I'm thinking I'll just slap in a exercise plaza right here. And we will get that prioritized as well. Okay, another thing I'm gonna need to do to make this work is get rid of those, get rid of that one, and we're gonna replace these with some floodgates. Now I don't want to be micromanaging the floodgates in between seasons, so we'll just have this set up in such a way that we can kind of give priority to water. But I still like to have a path here, so maybe we just come with a 3x1 that won't go over it. Of course not. So in that case, we'll need 2 high, and this is going to look rather ugly. Do I even care? Maybe I don't care about having this. We'll just do it for now, and maybe we'll delete it later. Okay, I don't love how that looks. Gonna be frank that doesn't really look that good. There's a lot of stuff in our colony that doesn't look that good, and we will get it looking good at some point, but it's a process. They've got a lot of projects going on. Getting this done. I'm thinking about making this a lower priority though, so we can get our other stuff done. Yeah, all this we'll make low, and we can focus on some of the other projects we've got. All right, they've already got this in. That's awesome. That means we can get rid of this side. Cool, and get this all filled in here. Something like this. And the way I have it set up, I'll also want to redo this. So it'd be good if we gave them another way around, which is easy now. Let's just put that in there. That's really going to reduce our travel time quite a bit. And maybe another temporary path just through here will help with some of this building. And our gravity batteries should be picking up the slack. They did, but they were not able to keep up because we didn't put enough of them in. So let's get let's get these last 2 engines we've got. Oh, I've got a few more. Let's get all these going. Make up for our shortfall in power. And we can also, as many of you have suggested, pause this number cruncher for the time being. Is there anything else we could temporarily pause to make our power situation look a little better? Let's just double check and see how everything's looking after all of the haulers get these engines restocked. It's looking like we're running positive. So, and both of these are going, so I think we're all good for now on our power needs. And hopefully these batteries are recharging a bit. Yeah, they are. I'll just throw one more battery in here, just have a little bit more buffer. Oh, whoa, that was a mistake. Oh no. I'm so sorry. We do have new death animations. That was, I've been doing a lot of willy-nilly dynamiting, this series, and that was bound to happen at some point. I should have just waited for the nighttime. Poor beavers. I'm sad. I'm so sorry. I have, I think that those might be our first accidental beaver deaths of the playthrough. Yeah, I believe it's definitely, because we did have that one contaminated beaver earlier. I forgot I put that, I just put that path in and then I forgot that I had done so. Oh no. Yeah, we did have that one contaminated beaver earlier, but I'm fairly sure they died of old age and not the contamination. So two beaver deaths, entirely avoidable. That is that's tragic. And we've got a drought. Got a drought coming up, which is making me interested in redesigning this right here. I spent a little bit of time in a test map, and I think I have the design that I want to go for. So we'll see how far along we get with this project and reevaluate. And these all need to be filled in. These platforms here. But I really want to make sure that we're getting our power into this while we have the temperate season. So I don't want to replace them quite yet. And this is full, so don't really need all these engines going anymore. I'll just leave them until the end of the temperate season, though. Oh man, I feel I can't believe I killed those beavers. I'm a terrible person. So now this is kind of starting to push over here, which is cool, but it's not quite what we want yet. We're gonna need to fill in some of this here. All of this. Man, it's all right. You know, it was a learning event. Poor beavers. Oh, what have I done? Oh. Okay. We haven't gotten any water in here. That's fine. We're still not ready to use this area quite yet. Just kind of check in to see what our capacity is. I'm hoping we can fill this tank and fill this side. But if we can't, there are 2 more aquifers down here. And it'll be relatively straightforward to get those linked up into our water system over here. So that's another project. And then this is going to be power production. I haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that, but I'm thinking 2 wide channels and the big water wheels, and we'll see how those work out. That'll hopefully, with a 2 wide, 2 deep channel, that'll give us a lot of good capacity to dump because there's a lot of bad water sources on this map, and we can maybe like dump them all into there and get a lot of great power off of those. So that's the plan for that, and we are coming along with this over here. And then once we transition into the drought, we will rework all of this. Do I need to fill in this one? No, I don't. That one's fine. I'm going to let them... Nah, let's just get it done. So this will really hamper our industry because this is our main connection through here. And we've got trapped beavers, huh? Let's... Oh, you're fine now? Okay, alright. Alright. Okay. Pause. Yeah. Okay. Do I want to put solid blocks in here? Yeah, I think so. I think we'll just do solid blocks there. Not demolish, we want high priority. I think that'll do everything below it. Yeah, okay. Let's get those done. Hopefully that doesn't mess up anything. Should be fine. Narrow this a bit more. And floodgates right here. Actually, yeah. Floodgates there. Then we'll move our path at some point. And is our power back? Yeah, there we go. We're hooked up again. Okay, so I think I can set up the floodgates now. So here's what I'm thinking. I want to fill this reservoir first. So if we set these at, let's just go like 0.75 right now. And then we set these at 0.85. Maybe. Is that what I want to do? So then that'll fill that up to, and then this will be 0.9. Yeah. So what should happen is water will fill this first. It'll get to this floodgate, which is saying it'll get to 0.9, and then it'll stop. And then it'll fill... We just want to close this right now because we're not ready on the other end. Yeah. So fill this first. 0.9 here. Stops filling here. We'll start spilling over into this area. Great. And all we need to do to get this area prepped is... Let's go with some floodgates along here as well. We can keep this a little bit higher. We'll say these are 0.9 as well. And we'll come over here. Close for now is fine. Close above downstream depth, 0.8. Yeah. And we may have to adjust that as things get potentially flooded. We'll have some dynamite. All right. 23 days on the wet season, or on the drought. Does that give us enough time to do this project? I mean, we are getting stuff done pretty quick. The only thing I'm worried about is if we do this and then we get a bad tide for the next season. Actually, that'll be fine. If we don't have the aqueduct back in, it's not the end of the world because we can just do what we were doing before, where we just close the sluices in the meantime. Cool. Yeah, I want to do this thing. So we're going to rip out a lot of stuff here. Let's start with the aqueduct. That's gonna need to go, but we can wait. All right. Yeah. Everything's going. This is gonna be a major redesign. We can just trim those back a little bit. Okay, everything goes. That's kind of a weird visual effect. All right. Okay. I didn't need to delete everything, but it's just going to be a little bit easier to work this out this way. So, was it like this? No, it was like this. Okay. And then another set of levees. Okay. And then I want to come up 4. So 2, 3, 4. Or do I want to come up 5? I want to come up 5. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to have our deep fluid pumps on top here. I hope we have enough time to get this done. We might not have enough time. And then this one needs to come up 1. So we will just throw some platforms down. And that straw should reach all the way to the bottom. Oh, it's 8? 8 is the maximum. I thought it was 6 for some reason. Well, this could be even taller, but I don't think we'll be able to actually fill it. So we're just going to go with this for now. We may not even be able to fill this, but this is what I'm thinking of. And then we'll come out 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. Okay, that lines up there nicely. Yeah, so then this will be fine with all levees. We'll see how we do on our wood. We might not have enough wood to get all this done. This might be a disaster. This might be a horrible disaster. And a couple sluices there, and we'll throw a couple sluices in the back as well. Really only need 1, but I just want to make this look a little bit more symmetrical. And then we need to come up. What do we say? 5 on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on this as well. Man, this is a big project. 20 so days might not be enough, but you know, worst comes to worst, since we've got this set up over here, we will be able to like do some emergency crop planting if this all becomes a snafu. Okay, right on. Now we gotta get up there. Gotta get up there so that we can start actually building. And let's get rid of some of this stuff we don't need. And we'll just go straight up. From here? Sure. And then we're there. Okay. And we need to get over here to build this part. Yeah, may have been a mistake. We may have not had enough time for this massive of a project, but we will make it work. This is a 3. We only needed 2 though. Okay. Alright. See how much of this we get done. Everything else should be deprioritized, so they'll focus on this project. Just making sure we haven't made any big mistakes elsewhere. This looks fine for now. Although we probably just want to let this water in here, this bit of water. Let's let it in here. We'll just remember that's 0.75. Just to take a look at what this will look like. Well, we're not ready. Whatever. We'll just have that water in there for fun. We've already got a stranded beaver. Wow, dude. You are... Wow, dudes. You are really making this difficult. And another. Oh my god. Okay, you leave. Let's build this. Where's our bots? Our bots should be coming to build this. We still got some builder bots, right? We do. We got 1. Poor guy's coming home real late. Coming home real late from getting the scrap metal. We've already lost 2 beavers this episode. We can't lose any more. Okay, wonderful. Now get out of there. Get out of there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What are all our builders doing? I feel like there should be a bunch of builders here. No. Build this. Okay, fine. Let's let them build all they can, and then we'll get them to build that. I could get some more builder huts online. Don't even need that hauling post open. Let's get a few more builders in. Maybe even more builders in. Yeah. Gonna be a little behind on the hauling, but that's okay. Hopefully. So after they build these 3 blocks, we can get them to finish the staircase. Let's have them finish it now. Should be safe. Yep, they're all doing that. Okay, now they should come back over here. It makes sense to give them access below, because they can't actually work on this very effectively, I'm realizing. But I didn't really give myself room to adjust anything. This was ambitious. This is pretty ambitious. Let's see how it works out. I am tempted to just go 30x speed for a little while. Or maybe this will end up being a time lapse. We'll see. Yeah, this would be a lot better if we could get them down here. So, let's sacrifice some corn for the time being to get them a path down. Gotta be careful, because they might get trapped down here. Yeah, it's pretty likely that somebody will trap themselves down here. So let's hit pause on this one for now, and then they shouldn't... I mean, they very well might trap themselves. But it is pretty critical to get this bottom layer at least done. And based on how quickly things are going in, it looks likely that they'll be able to at least get the bottom layer in. Maybe. They probably actually can't get all the way around. Man. But we're able to have a lot more workers on this project now that we've given them this path down here. So hopefully everything will get, you know, get built in a timely manner. Yeah, they won't be able to get this stuff. Maybe if I just put a little bit more path in, they can, though. Click on this. Can't really tell. I think they can get everything now, though, around this base. Just please, nobody trap themselves, please. And let's get them to clean up this stuff. While we've got access to it. Kind of don't have access to a lot of this, but we will again once we get the bridge in. Okay, things are slowing down quite a lot because we kind of only have 2 blocks at a time available for them to work on. And we can unpause that, maybe, and just end up pushing this stuff around later. So let's make it normal priority again, actually. And giving them another way up here makes sense. So maybe we come from this side. We're not, I'm waiting for this to be below 1 tile. And then we can delete some stuff, but we're still above that tile a little bit. So we can delete this platform and come up here. Yeah, that would be, can't, need to use some spiral staircases. This should be a 3 then. Should always been a 3. And then we can go spiral here. Okay. Now they have another access point to build from. Okay, back into time lapse. Okay, 6.2 days left. Is looking like we are unlikely to finish. But let's delete this. We'll give them another way down right here to hopefully speed this along. I'm realizing now that I should have built a lot more of this out of terrain, but this is what we got, so this is what we're going with. We're going to need power, and ultimately I want to bring the power up through here, but I think for now, just getting some power into this is going to be good enough. They should be able to build all this if they do it in the right order. Pause those for now. Now, if we aren't able to finish this in time, like I said, it's not the end of the world. But it sure would be nice. It sure would be nice if we could finish this in time. We're close. I mean, we're quite close. We've only got a few more days left on the drought. And hopefully I didn't mess anything up. Could have had sluices down here, but didn't remember to put them in. But this should work just fine. It's about whether or not we have enough water flow to actually fill up this inner channel. And if we don't, that's okay too. Really, we just need enough water in here to keep this outer ring irrigated, which we're going to modify. And now we no longer need the outer ring to be too high. It can be down to 1. So we'll end up deleting all those other levees around there, which we might want to start doing because we're sort of running low on logs, and this would give us access to some more logs. So let's go ahead and delete these. And that'll be a pretty big boost to our logs. Yep, and this will all be getting a redesign in the future. What I'm thinking is to have it looks like we might finish, which would be awesome. I'm thinking we have a 3-wide channel around this whole thing, and then we can get some mangroves and maybe some swimming pools in there. And those should, in theory, stay full through the length of the drought because we'll have them being fed by this inner core. 3 days. Will we be able to finish? It's looking pretty good. It's looking likely. That log number, how's our forest doing over here? Yeah, forest is decimated. Oh, you should be a bot. Okay. Missed one. But I think we're good. I think we are good on... Yeah, they'll be able to finish these in the next few days. Just a matter of getting the power in. So that's awesome. That was looking a little close there for a moment. But we are sealed up now. Sweet. Let's get the last of this power shaft in, and 2 days to spare. Not even worried. Okay, so our aqueduct is no longer in the right spot, so we're gonna need to redo all of that. But I would like to get the rest of this laid out. So let's get rid of some of this other stuff we don't need anymore. Safely can get rid of all of that. And we're powered. Sweet. This one is not powered yet. That's okay. We will figure that out later. Okay, pause for a moment. So this is what, 4, I believe? 4. So we'll fill this part in. This is 3. So I'm thinking we square this up. Yeah. We're gonna lose some of our crops, but we are eventually going to be just redoing all the planting in this area. I think we'll remove all of the trees, and this will be only for food. So we'll get this crop space back eventually. And that's 3 there, so all of these should come out. So yeah, something like this. That's wider than it needs to be. Get rid of that. Yeah. Nice. We're gonna need to move our berry and extract storage eventually. Well, we could actually just put a tunnel right here, and then we're fine for now. So let's do that. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a couple tunnels. But ultimately it's gonna be moved, but for the moment we can at least kind of get our lake right, and we don't need that one. Oh no. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh no. Detonate and delete. They are not the same. They are not the same. We didn't kill anybody that time, so that's a relief. And we don't need this one, but I'm gonna put it in for aesthetics. And we can get rid of all this stuff. All right, wet season is here. Let's see how much of this inner tank we can fill up. And let's set these to 0.9, just have a nice full area here. These should be adjusted. These will be close above contamination. Yeah. Close below contamination. Okay. Okay. Let's get the power in for this other doohickey over here. Maybe a vertical would have been a little more elegant, but it's a little late for that now. How are you gonna get here? We'll just do it like this. Yep, do it this way. How's our other project? Our other project is nearly completed. So that's very good. Let's take a look at what this looks like when we've got some water in here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful. A lot of land to work with here. Awesome. Okay, day 2, and we're about 2 blocks high, so maybe we'll get this filled up. Yeah, I mean, in a longer wet season, we definitely will, but even a minimum wet season, we might be able to fill this all the way up, which would be great. Sweet. And it is done. Beautiful. I mean, it's actually quite ugly, but we'll make it pretty. We will. I have more plans on how to make this look better. So that will be something for a future episode. We'll look at redeveloping this inner area, knocking down some more of this stuff around here, and preparing this for a bad tide. So thank you all very much for joining me for this episode. If you made it this far, consider leaving a like, maybe subscribe, leave a comment, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.